Hey folks, and this is going to be a second devotion on this Good Friday, April the 3rd. And I posted the earlier, the Good Friday sort of meditation. And but something else I was listening to just a little while ago, it got me to thinking, and y'all know me, if I don't say it when I think it, then I'm liable to lose it. So you all indulge me as I give this second Good Friday meditation, this second Good Friday devotional. And we can't have enough, can we? I hope you agree with that. But you remember in Exodus chapter 15, we see that the children of Israel have crossed through the Red Sea, that miraculous time where Moses stretched forth his hands and God divided the waters of the Red Sea. And by the way, lest anybody get misinformed or something of that nature, Moses did not do that. God did it. Moses was the instrument he used to make that happen. But in any case, y'all remember the story, and it's a great story of victory, just like we have our victory coming up on Sunday as we celebrate the resurrection. But you remember what happened. They came into the wilderness after they did that, and as the Israelites were apt to do, and by the way, as Christians nowadays are very apt to do, they complained. Why? Because the water was bitter. You see in Exodus chapter 15 and verse number 23 that they came to Marah. That word Marah means bitter. And they couldn't drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Marah. And then in verse number 24, here come the complaints of the Israelites. And the people murmured against Moses. Notice it doesn't say here that the people murmured to Moses. It says that they murmured against Moses. What does that mean? That means they're complaining. That means that essentially they're saying, well, now we've been led out of captivity in Egypt, and now we're gonna dehydrate to death because we can't drink the water. And then Moses did what certainly he should do. He cried out to the Lord, verse number 25, and the Lord showed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. Now that's where I'm going to stop reading right now. I want us to think about this thought right here. Whenever we're in the wilderness, whenever we come up against Marah, whenever we come up against the waters that are too bitter, what do? Do we complain about it? Or do we throw a tree into it? What do you mean by that, Pastor? It's very, very simple. The tree in this story represents the cross. On Good Friday, Jesus went to the cross and gave his life for each and every one of us, for the forgiveness of sins, so that we could have victory over sin. And Christian, day in and day out, are we facing life in light of the cross? If I might put it into the language of Exodus, are we throwing the tree into the waters? Because we know when we do that, the waters will be made sweet. Think about that to yourself, Christian, this Good Friday afternoon. Are you living life, facing life, whatever you may face day in and day out? Are you living that through the cross? Or are you living that without thinking about the cross, and then that causes you to complain? I hope and pray that we're living life in the shadow of the cross. I read to you once again, and he cried unto the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. And you know what? This goes beyond just the Christian context. You that watch our videos, and I hope and pray you do, and you do not know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, let me tell you something. Nothing in this life that you try is going to be sweet. You might think it is, but it's not. But oh, I know how it can be made sweet. By applying the cross. So do that this Good Friday. And folks, I hope and pray that you will be with us as we gather to worship on Sunday, Easter Sunday, Victory Sunday. We're going to celebrate the victory that we have through the risen Lord. You be sure to be there. Love you folks once again, and I hope and pray the remainder of your Good Friday is blessed. Remember to live it in the shadow of the cross. God bless you, love you, and I'll talk to you again later.